A Ubisoft takeover does seem imminent as new reports that Tencent is really looking into this quite seriously have emerged this morning. So, what's going on? Well, if you haven't been following the Ubisoft story, I don't fault you. It's sort of a lot in the weeds in terms of monetary practices and such. But long story short, Star Wars Outlaws did not sell. It had soft sales to the point where Ubisoft said, going forward, all of our games will be released day and date on Steam. Ubisoft also just shut down two studios, stopped production on X Defiant, announcing that that game will cease to exist in just a little bit here coming up this summer. And they're not doing great. Assassin's Creed was delayed till February. The Stop Killing Games thing in the UK was basically created because the crew went offline. And long story short, Ubisoft just has a history of releasing games that are often buggy or not quite what they promised. Things that they've dealt with over the last few years. They've had some good releases, they've had some bad releases, but as of late, it's been a lot of bad. Long story short, it seems like they're making too much, and it seems like Tencent largely agrees. So the statement that we have from Reuters is shareholders of Ubisoft Entertainment are considering how to structure a possible buyout of the Assassin's Creed video game maker without reducing the founding family's control. Two people familiar with the matter told Reuters. So why is this significant? Well, if you'll remember not that long ago, there was this open letter sent to Ubisoft from AJ Investments. Basically, they're saying they're worried about the future of the company and they want to see some changes made, including, but not limited to, having Tencent buy the company. If we actually look at some of the quotes that we have from this particular statement, they're not particularly glowing for the current state of the company. The current strategic direction under the Guillemot family's leadership has led to repeated delays and missed opportunities, which have resulted in significant nanical underperformance. Share price of Ubisoft have decreased by more than 40% over the last year. We suggest that Ubisoft allow shareholders to vote for a new CEO and allow the sale of the business to PE Group or let the Guillemot-led consortium to buy out minorities for fair price. Long story short, they want to see something change. So then the Tencent rumor sort of popped up out of nowhere, and press was reporting that Tencent was looking to buy the company. This was back in September of 2024. Now, they confirmed as much was happening in a statement. The statement read, and I have it right here, Ubisoft has noted recent press speculation regarding potential interests around the company. It regularly reviews all its strategic options in the interest of its stakeholders and will inform the market if and when appropriate. The company reiterates that management is currently focused on executing its strategy centered on two core verticals: open world adventures and games as a service native experiences. Long story short, they confirmed that the reports were happening and that they were reviewing it. And this is an update to that. The update being, long story short, it seems like they are considering this heavily, just like I hope you will consider hitting that subscribe button, hitting that bell to know when my content goes live, or hitting that like button if you're already subscribed. Thanks, everybody. We believe, this is from the AJ investment letter around the same time, we believe that the Guillemot family and Tencent are discounting potential value of Ubisoft in order to buy more shares at lower valuation and eventually take full control of the company at heavily discounted valuation. We value the great work that has been done by the Guillemots over the decades in the Ubisoft, but now is time to move on and restart the business with new shareholder approach and new management/CEO. That was a letter that they basically took, wrote up, and dropped on the desk of the Guillemots. So everybody in the company was able to read that. And they've already been calling for leadership changes at the company. It's not tinfoil hat rumors. They confirmed the Tencent takeover. The AJ letter is there on the table. Ubisoft is going through a period of turmoil, and that's not the only thing that's happening. There's also the issues where they have people working at the company going on strike. They have these letters where they're asking leadership to step aside. You have leadership putting out statements saying, like, it's up to you to pull yourself up and figure out how to get these games working better. So not exactly great leadership, in my opinion. But the Reuters article sort of highlights a little bit more what's going on. Here's what Ubisoft wants. This is what the Guillemot family wants. The Guillemot family has indicated it would like to retain the control it has over the company, which also makes Just Dance, Far Cry, and Tom Clancy video game series as part of the deal, the people said. So that's what that's what the Guillemot family wants. And then there is what Tencent wants. Here's what Tencent says. This is partially because it has asked for a greater say on future board decisions, including cash flow distribution, in return for financing the deal. This has not been agreed upon with the Guillemot family, the person added. Long story short, they want to be able to say, hey, maybe we don't invest that much money in whatever game that they're not having interest in, or thinking that it's not the best place to invest financially. And the Guillemot family isn't agreeing to that. Discussions between the two parties are ongoing, as Tencent also wants to prevent any potential hostile takeover of Ubisoft by other investors, said the person, adding that Tencent's plan is to remain patient and wait for the founding family to agree to a deal. Now, here's the thing. They say that this isn't a hostile takeover, but the Guillemot family don't want it. Tencent has 50%, I believe, or just below the controlling stake in the Guillemot family's parent company. So it's sort of like a hostile takeover anyway. Granted, they entered into the agreement to fend off the previous takeover that was trying to happen with another company. I have a whole video about that. I'll link to it at the end. But things continue to not look good for Ubisoft. I do think that Tencent is going to widen up owning the company one way or another. They've been talking about this now for months. Everything is leaked about it, and it seems like they're just trying to work out the details. Here's what has happened. So Tencent declined comment. A representative of the Guillemot family did not respond to requests for a comment. We remain committed to making decisions in the best interest of all our stakeholders, the spokesman for Ubisoft said. In this context, as we have already indicated, the company is also reviewing all its strategic options. Shares in Ubisoft rose, this is the impact, rose as much as 16% after the Reuters report. Its shares were trading up 12.1% at 13.2 euros by 14:45 GMT. That was, I believe, after the original report. I don't know where it's at today, or maybe that was today. Point being, anytime these Tencent rumors start happening, their stock starts going up, because I think people have seen that leadership hasn't put priorities on the right things. A lot of people are wondering, what are you doing with our legacy franchises? Even in the AJ investment reports, they're asking the same thing. Like, what are you doing with Tom Clancy? People are out there begging us to make these games, and we're just not doing anything with it. And now whole new companies are coming up making their own games in the stealth action genre. So it's an interesting position to be in. The latest update is there are more reports that the Tencent thing is moving along, and I think it's going to happen. What the future looks like for Ubisoft after that, I think they start releasing and producing far fewer games, which would make a lot more sense in terms of just like, they're producing too many things. They have so many IP, and I think it's too much, and things are slipping through the cracks, and that's what's going on with Ubisoft. Anyway, let me know what you think about the whole situation. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to know my content goes live. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I do greatly appreciate you. I also really appreciate the members. Thank you so much, members, for supporting this channel. You help make videos like this one possible. I greatly appreciate you. If you would like to become a member, click that join button. It's right down there. I do appreciate you. And you can check out my last report about the whole Ubisoft situation, where I sort of went through the history of Ubisoft and why they were at where they were when AJ was already calling for a buyout. And then the Tencent rumors happened, and now the Tencent rumors are back. This thing's happening one way or another, and I'll be here to tell you about it. Bye for now, everybody.